Hey, everybody, thank you and welcome to our webinar, How to Optimize Your Website for Conversion for Your Generator Dealer website. And, you know, a lot of what we're going to talk about today is conversion and taking basically the existing traffic that you have and implementing tactics and content and messaging on your website to help convert the leads and visitors that come in through your website more. So there's a lot of reason behind that. I don't want you to get confused with conversion and prettying up the website. We don't want to necessarily make the website pretty. It doesn't need to be pretty. It just needs to have the right messaging, the right information in the right places. And that's what we're going to go through. So let's get started. And just to show you a little bit also, um, this is part of a much bigger picture. So, last month in December, I actually went through the entire accelerated growth roadmap for generator dealers. And this is actually a very specific piece um, of the bigger picture. So when we're talking about website conversion, we're basically want to maximize this conversion. So after we send all of these leads to the website, we want to basically whether the leads are coming in from organic search or they're coming in from paid ads or they're coming in from, your database sending email blasts, that kind of thing. We want to make sure that they are seeing the right message and converting as much as possible and as quickly as possible, whether they're calling you, they're filling out the form, or they're going through a chat window or anything like that. These leads are very important, especially when it comes to generator leads. Homeowners are very impatient, right? So you want to make sure that you are the first one that they connect with. And once they connect, you want to reach out to them right away. So there's a whole aspect to actually converting that conversion. So we want to talk about converting the visitor to lead. And later on, we can touch down on a little bit on converting that lead to customer. So I'm going to show you a little bit more about the overall program too. And there's a lot going on here. SEO, pay-per-click, retargeting, paid online directories. These are just all of the different ways, what we call the digital dominance method, to drive leads and to bring more business to your website, bring more traffic. Um, who am I and why should you listen to me? My name is John Tedesco. I'm the owner of Power Source. I'm not an electrician, so my experience comes from marketing. Being in the generator industry now for about 2 years, I know a lot about what you guys do, a lot about your demographic, a lot about your brands, and your installation process. But really, you guys are the experts. You know how to install these things. You know how to service them and maintenance them. We're just the marketing people behind it. I personally have 18 years experience in internet marketing altogether. We've worked directly with more than 50 generator dealers across the country and in some local cohorts. I've spoken at mastermind cohorts, event success for successful electrical contractors and dealer associations like NEGDA and EGZA as well. I've also now we have a specialized agency specifically for generator dealers. Okay, so this is my team. This is my executive team. Our mission is to help 100 generator dealers double, maybe triple their revenue. This is not a sales pitch. This is just to show you that a little bit of our ability and what we do on a daily basis. Everything that you learn here today is going to add value to what you're doing, and I promise you, almost guarantee you that if you implement anything that I've shown you, you will be able to convert visitors to leads, and it will make your business better at every turn. So web design, website SEO, local marketing, social media, we do it for generator dealers day in and day out. So the workbook, everybody get a copy of that. I'm going to put that link um, in the chat, just so you have it. We're not going to be in and out of it, but the workbook is chock full of some great stuff. I'm going to paste that right there. There's some checklists in there, some information about the things that you can implement in case you have to break away from this webinar a little early. You'll still have this document, and it does take you to a Word doc. a Google Doc, so you can just do a file copy or make a copy, and you can use this to however you guys want to use it. All right. And if anybody has any questions at all, you just put in the chat. I have some people of my team on here paying attention and watching along. So if you have any questions, feel free to just drop it in the chat. So the problem that we're having, and this is, I like to start with a problem or frame the entire webinar with a problem. Um, we make a big investment in marketing, and we're getting the traffic, but we're not getting enough leads. We're only getting leads when you pay more in PPC. One of the bigger issues we're having with running these Facebook campaigns or Google ad campaigns is that it's great, but you have to pay money to get money. And when you stop paying that money, your leads are just going to stop coming in. So if you put a better effort on your website and help to make it convert better and optimize that website, you will start to see a consistency in your conversion and even your lead flow on a more regular basis. We have very low return on investment. So, just like I said, I mean, we're putting $3,000 into ads and we're converting maybe 2 or 3 generator installs. Sometimes it could be better. Sometimes it could be 6 or 8 on a $3,000 spend, which that's great return on investment. But we're seeing a much better conversion number if you have everything kind of built in together, all operating, all dialed in. Your website is optimized. You're running some search engine optimization. You're running ads. You're in the local Google profile and on the local maps, and you're being found that way. So you're getting leads organically, you're getting leads from ads, you're getting leads from referrals and social media. So you want to make sure that your ROI is dialed in too. And I would say don't spend any money on ads unless you have proper tracking in place so you know how much money you're spending, how much money you're getting in return. I am just going to got to pull something up here. 1 second. Okay. All right. All right. So this is Ready Power. This is a website that we feel is really great conversion tactics built in. We're going to talk a little bit more about this, but this is a great site built to convert. I'm going to show you a bunch of examples. I'm going to show you some reports and data on, and kind of just show you the proof in this setup. But I mean, you can see for yourself, right? I mean, this is very clean, very straight to the point, very easy to navigate, and a lot of call to actions here. There's no question to where do I need to go to contact this person or this company? What's the phone number? I mean, this is all clear as day, and the mobile responsive version is just as good as the desktop. So we want to consistently convert visitors to callers or leads. I mean, this is the forefront of everything that you do, even referral business and word of mouth. It's like, who did your generator? I want to get this taken care of. I want to do this now. Oh, you can call Jim, and his website is X. So you're going to send all this traffic to your website, and even the word of mouth and the referrals are going to send their referrals to the website, or they're going to look you up on Google, and they're going to go to your website. So you want to make sure that the message is clear and the ways to contact you is easy and right up front and center. So we want to have a full schedule with new installation jobs on a constant basis instead of, highs and lows inside this industry. You guys know all about this. Build momentum and consistent growth in your business. Having all of this dialed in just takes all of that guesswork out. It takes the frustration away from, are we doing enough on our website? Are we doing enough with Google Ads? Let's just make sure that everything's dialed in, and then you can just do what you guys do best, installing generators, running estimates, and kind of building your business. Your website is your hub, and that includes, like I said, word of mouth, referrals, radio and TV, postcards and signs. All of that traffic is coming to your website. So why is conversion so important? I kind of pulled this number, this scenario, these two scenarios together pretty quickly. I mean, this is napkin math, so very easy to understand that. 500, so let's say 500 visitors per month at a 5% conversion, 25 calls or leads, right? with 30% conversion from lead to customer, you're getting 7.5 booked installation or service contracts on an average revenue about 14,500 for a generator install, $106,000 in revenue. Right now, if we take that same amount of visitors, 500 visitors per month, dial in all the optimization tactics, make sure that everything's in the right place, and now we're converting at 15%. Right? So because the leads now have a faster way to connect with you, the visitors see the messaging, what you do, where you do it, it's all right there in front of them. They're going to convert a lot faster and much more. So let's jump to 15%. And the rest is just easy math. 75 calls instead of 25, 30% conversion with the same conversion rate. You're going to convert at 30%, whether your visitor to lead conversion is 5% or 15%, and you're still going to end up with more business, 22.5 booked jobs instead of 12. You're basically tripling the leads and the revenue. So very important piece of it. Let's make sure that your website is going to convert. So can conversion optimization really have an impact? So this was a comparison we did about a year ago for Bold Electric. This was his existing site is at the time. Nothing special here. A random stock photo of a kitchen. This is, I think, when he was doing more electrical work than he was to generators, with a lot of information about Bold Electric. There was a phone number with a 7 kind of pushed down a little bit. And links that take you out of the website. So your Facebook link and your mail link, if you click that, you're gone. And it's harder to find a phone number on social media than it is on your website. So what we did was we simplified the website's navigation, made sure that everything was easy to see. Phone number in the top right corner. We want to kind of scream the Kohler logo, right? They're a platinum dealer. New jerseys, generator experts, power on when it matters most. So you're talking to the demographic that is looking, what you do, where you do it, and all of these pieces in place. And we're going to get into a few different examples. So it's not the same for every single website. There are more conversion tactics that we might want to implement here on this website. But after we did this comparison and we pulled up some numbers on the calls, we see that we had this website tracking through December, and not much of anything was going on. And we launched the website right around here, maybe even a little sooner, I think. I don't think it was there, but we see an instant change in calls. We had 79 phone calls after that change in the website design. So the website was very confusing. The phone number was wonky at best. And now we're tracking that because we're using tracking phone numbers too. So we know for sure that these leads are coming in organically or through ads. At the time, we were not running ads. So definitely just a little bit of reporting to show you some of these changes are in fact helping. 12 critical elements to enhance your conversion. So then the workbook has all of this. I'm not going to kind of go through every single one individually, but I am going to kind of talk about some of the more important ones. So let me just blow through all of this. Okay. And so you want to speak to your target avatar. Actually, I'm going to go back up. It's a little easier for me to go through it. Okay. Speak to your target avatar, meaning you know who the demographic is visiting your site. You want to make sure that the messaging is clear and concise for that particular visitor. So a lot of you might do a lot of commercial, industrial work. So you might want to talk a little bit about that on your website in addition to any kind of residential generator work, keeping the power on. Talk about the Louisiana hurricanes and all the power outages and floods, or if you're out in California, that kind of stuff, or if you're up north in North Dakota and you want to kind of put out there, the snowstorms are killing power, talk about why, that kind of thing, kind of just get that message across quickly so they know it's an automatic unit that gets installed in your house for instant power for any length of time. So that is kind of the methodology behind speaking to your target demographic. You want to be real. So one of the most important things is that people want to work with people. They don't want to work with stock photography. They don't want to work with just pictures of random places. Anybody could do that. They will resonate better with a team, or the owner of the company. This is Jim, and you can just kind of get a picture of yourself right there on the cover of the website. Fold your arms or something, put a picture, get a picture, put it on your website. People will relate to that person. They will want to work directly with that person, and this is a really, really important part, but it is a sticking point with some of our clients too. I don't want to take pictures, and then we got to let people go, and they're still in the picture. I mean, yeah, that's all valid, but it's more important to have these pictures. So it's something that nowadays with iPhones and their 4K capabilities, you can take these pictures quickly, upload them to your website. The more, the better. Make sure the generators are in the pictures. You can use some of the stock photography that Kohler or Generac gives out, but I would say that use some of your authentic imagery for sure. Video and multimedia, I'll get into that a little bit. A website welcome video or a how-to video, how to check your oil, how to what the lights mean on the generator, that kind of thing. So video explanations can go a long way too. They get a lot more SEO power when videos are created on your own channel, and not. I mean, what I'm saying is, don't take embedded videos from random YouTube channels, put it on your website. Saying take the videos yourself and load them up on your own YouTube channel, and embed them onto your website. You want to leverage social proof, meaning you want to showcase your online reviews, your reputation, and everything that you stand for. Your white glove service, and things like that you want to make sure that people can see quickly. Get your basics in order on the site. So that might mean phone number in the right-hand corner. I'm going to give you examples of all of this. Ensure the web forms can be filled out. Credibility with authority symbols. Ensure you have clear call to actions. I don't want to kind of keep going through this whole word wall here. Leverage chat, but this is all in the workbook anyway. So start giving clients the option to book online. That's a tricky one. I know that a lot of you guys use Service Titan or Service Fusion or House Call Pro, whatever it is, but maybe giving somebody the ability to book their own appointment might actually get that conversion a little faster. And use SMS text messaging in marketing automation. We'll get into a little bit of that also. So what is one element that will have the biggest impact on the results of your overall marketing efforts? So we look at a few examples here. I can show you Ready Power USA. They're down in Louisiana. This is their mobile version. You can see that their phone number is at the top. The form is at the top. They have a chat widget here. A lot of different ways that somebody can connect with this company without question. So this is an instantaneous conversion. So when a lead comes here and they're actually interested in the generator, they see that they're in the area. That's and that's right there. Generator installation, repair, maintenance, Southwest Louisiana, New Orleans. That is all very clear and concise information in that area. Same thing with Bold, New Jersey's. They're going to cover the entire state, so they'll get a phone call from anyone that's currently in New Jersey that's interested in getting a generator. It's very clear, unless they're looking for a Generac. Might be a little against them, but this company does not want to work with Generacs. They're only Kohler. All American Electric, Delaware's most reliable electrician, and Generac standby generator expert. These guys are more Generac, but we're going to show you. They're going to show their reviews, get a quote, their phone number's at the top. It's not on the mobile because they have this design, this style of this big bulky text. They like this. We also want to make sure that you love the website too. So we don't have too many issues with conversion for All American Electric, although they can use a few adjustments. Gentech USA down in Houston, Texas, same kind of thing, very clear and concise. Phone number at the top. Get a free quote. A big picture of the unit is also an attention getter, and then it will help convert quickly. Let's see. Okay, how can we get your website to convert like that? So there's a checklist on here. This is also in the workbook, so you can grab that checklist too. But since it's in the workbook, I'm going to pass through it. Some messaging that works: same-day service, emergency services, or 24-hour service. or on-time service, right? Straightforward pricing, upfront pricing, trustworthy technicians, trusted technicians or experience. I like showcasing how many reviews you have, more than 350 five-star reviews or more than 100 five-star reviews. Um, that's always an attention getter too. It's going to force somebody to maybe let's take a look at the reviews and just kind of skim through a few of them. That will also help with conversion. So too, getting those Google reviews will also help with your ranking. So very important to get those reviews in as often as possible. Speak to your ideal customer. Like I said, stay comfortable during the next storm. So this is just more information that you're talking to these particular people. Want to give them the benefits of home generators, kind of keep it clean and simple. Try to write it in your own words too. It's not a copy and paste all the time. But I mean, there's 20,000 generator dealers in the country. It's all the same content and information, but um, try to keep it all in the same place, and maybe specific to your area, right? If you're dealing a lot um, with propane, or if you're dealing a lot with diesel units, things like that, and want to uh, keep information consistent like that, for area based, that's fine too. And be real and authentic means let's get pictures of your team, your crew, your family, yourself, your trucks, your fleet. This is a much more friendly website. This is going to get the attention of the visitors that hit your website. They want to work with people, like I said, and they want to see who the owner is. They want to see the owner's family, or they're going to resonate with these people, and they're going to want to call a family man, or they're going to want to call somebody that they can relate to, or maybe someone that look familiar, right? Leveraging multimedia and video. We want to put this on your website. Like I said, you can do all this with your cell phones. You can take video of one of your technicians kind of showing you things. You could do a little welcome video, welcome to our website, and these help with ranking. These help get people's attention. They kind of stay longer on your website. So the longer they stay on your website, the more they might convert. So we want to leverage social proof again. This is all showing you reviews on your website. Make sure that the reviews are pulled in. You can use software for this. There's software like Bird Eye or Nearby Now, things like that can port in the reviews onto your website in many different looks from different places. These are Yelp reviews that are ported in, Google reviews that are ported in. Um, you know, Google APIs, you can also port in one at a time. You could also copy and paste them onto your website. It's better to have them more current, but you can take the best reviews, put them on your website. I would just make sure that you don't fake this. Copy an actual review, paste it on your website, and use that. A lot of reviews. Getting these fundamentals right. So on the workbook, we have a different graphic, but which is probably more current. This is a little older, but it's the same kind of stuff. Your phone number in the top right corner, make sure it stays there when you scroll. Um, Check out our reviews. You want to showcase your reviews at the top of the fold. You want to be transparent as possible to the customer when they visit your website. This is the first thing they're going to say 90% of the time, and try to get as much of it into the mobile version as possible. When you scroll down a little bit, want to make sure that there's a form on your homepage. Don't just put that on the contact page, put it on the homepage. People don't, the younger generation is is not going to click. They don't want to click. They just want to scroll. But we have social media to thank for that behavior. Um, but they just want to scroll. So make sure that this kind of stuff is on your homepage. Put the form on the side. You got your picture of your team, top rated, quality focus, priced for you. This is all great stuff that is going to help educate the customer quickly on what you do, how you do it, where you do it. And this is like an offer that this is a call to action, right? So if you have specific pages for your maintenance programs or your installations, and you want to run a call to action, 10% off our platinum maintenance program, or with the installs. A lot of guys right now are saying, $179 a month, with zero down and 10-year warranty, that kind of thing. All good stuff. It's going to get somebody to maybe who have gotten down to the bottom of the site finally sees this offer on here. It might get them over the line to finally call and contact you. Special offers. And then make sure it's mobile friendly, right? 4.8 billion people now own mobile phones. Like we have to even point that out. 3 out of 5 consumers search for local businesses on their smartphone. And Google reports that 40% of mobile customers turn into a competitor's site after a bad mobile web experience. So I think it might be much higher than that. Because people are very impatient. If they can't get a hold of you from that first phone call, they're going to go right to a competitor. If they don't get a response from the web form after you fill it out, they might go right to a competitor. So important to have your mobile device dialed in and make sure that everything is kind of where it needs to be on that mobile. Especially click to call. When you click the phone number, it's going to just pull up your automatic, hey, you want to call this number, and then hit it, it automatically opens the phone. And consider live chat. So a lot of companies use AI for live chat. We actually use this for a few of our clients for a little bit of time, and it was good for a little bit. But if you don't if you don't interject or intercept the conversation that the person is having with the AI chatbot, it could get a little out of control, and the AI will just kind of keep giving answers. And we've trained it in Kohler and Generac, but it started to give out pricing, and it started to ask a lot of questions. So it does take a little bit extra time to work the prompts. I would just say get a live chat on there, so somebody thinks that they're going to live chat, and whereas it says, hey, give us your name and your email and your phone number, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. So it kind of works like um, a form fill, but it gives them the feeling of, oh, maybe I can get a return response quicker. So that's the form. So when you click the button, name, phone, email, enter your question below, representative will get right back to you. So you can jump into a system where you would respond directly through the chat, or you could just call them up on the phone. You could also use your own personal phone and send them a message. Hey, I see that you're on my website. What can I help you with? That kind of thing. So some key ideas. This is all in the workbook too. Kind of just already went through it. Bird eye, review buzz, get your basics. So this is just kind of a recap of what everything that we're talking about here. So is your website optimized for conversion, website optimization, all the way to finally getting the call or the lead? And there's a little bit of SEO in here. So the SEO will help drive your leads, and your conversion tactics will help convert them. And everything you build into the website for conversion is going to help with that lead flow. It's all considered SEO also. Having the phone number on the site in the top and in the footer, this is an SEO tactic that will help rank your website on Google a little bit better even. This is the power connection. This is just an example of kind of where they were before we launched their new website. So commercial electrical contracting, it was just a random picture of a busted room with a bad ceiling, just showcasing, I guess, their electrical work or their commercial work. But no generators. It was all up in here: generators, microgrid, electrical contracting, things like that, with a big call to action to payment. So once we launched the website, we had kind of simplified things a little bit more and made sure that we had the phone number at the top with the email address. The call to action is now the contact button or get a quote. We have their address and some of the social media in here, plus their hours, and now powering Virginia, generating peace of mind, talking to that avatar, and showing off their entire team right there, top of the fold, to help convert this particular class of people. And we have some data here that actually shows we didn't even change the traffic to the website all too much. I guess when we launched the website, we got a little bit of a kick. But we were tracking their website and their lead flow, or their visitors rather, in the very early of the month of the year last year, and you can see that there's really nothing happening in terms of leads. Once we launched the website around May, we start to see a steady increase in leads coming to the website or converting from the existing traffic that was there. aside from that one bump, and we see it pull back in June, and then it kind of stayed consistent over 270 visitors per day. And you can see we're showing some good progress. AJP Electric wasn't bad. This was their website before we launched the new site. Excuse me. And we see that they had a lot of these particular tactics all dialed in already. You know, they had the hours, they had the phone number at the top, call or text. They had a link to their services, book services, projects, our services, again, about us, contact, blog, reviews. The problem was that this doesn't really say too much about what it is that they do other than electrical work, lighting, is it commercial, residential? Maybe, I'm not sure. When we launched their new site, everything got much cleaner, much clearer. The message was cleaner, powering your life with confidence. So this is just more of a general overview of, hey, this is residential. This is either energy solutions or electrical solutions, generator, electrical services. We want to point out the service area a little bit. Phone number still at the top. Got their hours and book a job. That takes them right to a calendar where you can actually book and then check out our reviews. And again, the team photo, this is one of the things that we push very quickly. And even AJP, we saw a nice steady increase in lead flow coming to their website, and we saw a mild increase in traffic. We're just starting to see some real traffic coming up, but like I said, the traffic doesn't even matter. We want to convert better. And if you're changing the messaging around too, when you change the message around, you start to eliminate the unwanted traffic and you bring in new wanted traffic. So you're definitely bringing in a better quality of traffic of people hitting your website, which is going to in turn, by default, convert better. Here's some examples of some reports that we have on this web to lead conversion rate. So this is something that we like to look at on a monthly basis and see the percentage of how this converts, right? So if you have X amount of traffic, 493, and you have 37 leads, we're converting at 7.5%. So we want to kind of look at that number and say, you know, we've seen it in the 15%. So we can double this conversion. Let's look at the website again. Let's make some adjustments. Let's take a look at what's happening when people visit the site, where are they coming from, and let's make some adjustments to help with that number. You know, we also track the total cost and we track the average cost per lead that's coming in on a, you know, on a regular basis. And we're always working on those numbers too. AJP Electric, around the same thing, has a little more sessions, a little higher traffic, a little higher leads, with a 7.4 conversion and about $55 per lead. Matlock, this was only 2 months ago. Matlock is in Arkansas. They're seeing a 12.2% conversion rate. So with 530 sessions, 65 leads, 12.2%, we're kind of maxing out a little bit on that conversion rate, and we're still going to look at that number and try to beat that every single month. This just becomes something that we have to do with about $44 per lead. Okay, so which of the following should you implement in your business now that could have a positive impact on your conversion rates? You can pick 3 to implement in the next 30 days and put it in the chat. If anything here was of value in terms of what you might want to execute or what you feel like you need to execute quickly. Typically, the one that I hear the most is, I got to get my phone number at the top of the page, or I got to get a form on that home page. Putting the form on the home page and your phone number at the top of the page, probably paramount to anything you do here. Plus, get your team pictures. That's like the second thing that you have to do, is get a picture of your team and put it on the website, and you'll see it'll make a tremendous difference in how people interact with your website. So here's another thing to think about too. You know, if lead flow really the problem? I think maybe you wouldn't be here on this webinar if lead flow wasn't the problem. But sometimes you can have a lot of leads, but not really know how to kind of convert them at a higher conversion rate. Maybe you're 30%, 20%. You know, I know that leads coming in from Generac Power Play is a little low, maybe on the 10, 20% side. We want to try to get that up, but you know, those leads aren't always the best Um, but that's why having all of these other aspects dialed in will help bring you leads from different areas. Um, power play and referral leads from those brands are going to be maybe 10-15%. Leads from like a Facebook campaign might be 18-20%. Leads from Google search pay per click is going to be higher, like 40-50%. And the reason is because if you have a search campaign running and people are actually doing a search for generator installation near me or anything like that, and they see your ad, they're already kind of poised to buy. When you put these ads on Facebook, putting the ads in front of people that aren't ready, have been thinking about it, maybe kicking tires, just want to price it, already have one, so you're kind of shooting around a little bit. But with the Google search, you can have a higher conversion rate. And organically, if your SEO is dialed in and you're on the Google Maps and you're beating your competition on the Google Map results, you're going to convert at a much, much, much higher rate, 70-80%, on those particular leads. We know that 70% of all leads for generator dealers are coming in through the Google Maps. People are searching in and around the area. So it's important to get that ranking up and be ahead of your competition, get those reviews, and you'll kind of start to see that happening. So like I said back here, lead flow really the problem. So you can get all these leads coming into your website, and they're filling out the forms and they're calling and everything. One of the biggest challenging is unconverted leads. So leads that are coming in, yeah, my phone's ringing, I'm getting all these forms. They're not answering their phone when I call. They're blowing me off. They're not scheduling the appointments for the estimates. What's going on? 50-60% of inbound leads will leave unconverted. 90% of web forms fail to convert. So that's because they're filling out the form on your website. They're going to a competitor. They're filling out the next form. First guy to call back wins. And then if you're going to keep following up via phone, they might just ignore you, or email or text. They might just ignore you. So, like I said, leads that are not followed up within 15 minutes are going cold, and the average customer has to be followed up within 5 to 7 times before they actually book. Today's consumer prefers to interact via text messages. So something that you might want to consider is texting customers. Texts are received 99.8% of the time. So when you send a text message, they're going to get it. If you have the right phone number, they're going to get it. They're going to see it. That's by far the best way to run marketing. The only problem is you can't spam people's SMS messaging systems. So there is a solution for all of that. You can leverage marketing automation, right? You can follow up with some web forms within the first 2 minutes of submitting on the phone or via the form, things like that. Something that they can get right away that kind of would stop them in their tracks a little bit from jumping over to a competitor. So they fill out that form and boom, they get a text message. Hey, just got your message. I'm going to reach out to you in a few minutes, or I'll give you a call this afternoon, or don't do that. It's got to be within that 5 minute time frame. I think you guys know that you have to be quick to get back to that lead. So you can automate that follow-up with every prospect to touch 5+ times, able to engage via two-way text messaging. Yeah, like I said, you're going to send that email right away, automate the text message, and you can kind of keep automating that if there's some situation where you can't respond. But having that first initial automation in place, pretty important to getting that lead to stop from working over to the competitors. Yeah, simple math. If you got 30, conversion rate's 50%. And if you're not following up, installs book of 15, 30 leads, 15 booked, 180,000. Okay, so if we got the same number of generator leads, but now the conversion rate is 70% because you're doing a little bit of automation you got in place. Automated follow-up, right? Now you're booking 21 jobs, 21 booked instead of 15, 12 grand per ticket. You're making, double the revenue. We have this I'm not sure if this is in the workbook, but we do have a simple process that you can implement that helps with that. So when they fill out the form, they're seeing the ads, they get a message, you get a message, right? They get a message, we get a little bit of a wait for a reply, or wait X amount of time, send another message. and then say, hey, don't worry, you can book directly with us. We could send them over to a calendar booking. You could even fake that, right? You can give them a page that has a calendar and everything. It makes them feel like they're booking directly into your scheduling software. And then, but it's not just kind of a message back to you saying this customer wants to see you on Wednesday at 3 o'clock. See if you can fit it in. If not, you can just call them up and change it. But the idea is to get the lead, right? You got the call, you got the form. So is your website optimized for conversion? Here's all of these details again. It's in the workbook. You guys now have this. If you don't have it, just shoot me a chat, and you can go through it that way. Um, so that's it. That's basically what we do to optimize our website for generator leads. Hopefully this was valuable. Hopefully you guys can take some of this, take a little bit away from this and make some of these updates to your website and see a change. I would love to know if any of this was valuable and if this made a change. I do see some of you here that have been to my webinars before, which is great, and I know you guys are working, so it's awesome. And I mean, if you see all this stuff and you're just like, hey, John, I don't want to do all this stuff myself. Let's talk. I want to maybe get you on my team. That's not a problem. Let's talk. You can schedule an acceleration session with us. We will actually run some data and some reports on your competition. We'll help you with some of the latest trends on bringing in some leads. We'll cover all three aspects of what we do: driving leads, maximizing conversion, and looking at the return on investment on a regular basis. Show you what our program is, and hopefully it would be a great fit, and we can work together. But if not, I have a webinar every single month. We're going to break down every single piece of this of our program. Next month, we're going to look into the Google ads and the Facebook ads. I'm going to actually show you how to set up these programs and these campaigns to help you drive leads, to help you organize your spend, figure out how to track calls, how to track web forms, how to track your website traffic, and that's going to be next month. And I'm going to shoot everybody a message later today with a replay of this webinar also and a link to our new podcast. So we are actually launching a podcast specifically for generator dealers. This is our Powering Success podcast. We have one episode already there. We have our second episode is being released on March 11th. We met with Jordan from in Virginia from the Power Connection. In April, we're going to be meeting with Joel from All American Electric. And awesome. It'd be awesome if anybody here wants to go on this podcast and kind of just talk generator shop. We can talk about the business. We can talk about the the biggest issues that you've seen with installations. We're going to have our good friend Rich come on. He's actually an inspector here in New Jersey. He's gonna tell us a little bit about what he sees out there that's no good when it comes to installation. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's it. Stay tuned. Thanks for coming. And, I'll stick around for a couple of minutes in case anybody has any questions. Um, happy to take a look at anybody's website too. If you want to put that in the chat, I'll pull it up. And yeah, good to see you, Sandy. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. All right. Another webinar in the books. All right. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you next month. Take care.